I'm going to present my speech to you all. As a young child, my parents tried to explain to me what it meant to be black. They discussed my family African roots and heritage in the United States. As a child, I tried to make sense of it all by boiling it down to the lowest common denominator, skin color, but the reason quickly fell as I explored the concept even further. Black Lives Matter is an important movement because of the lack of culture identified faced by many blacks in America since slavery. My idea is supported by words of Kenneth Clark. The progression towards racial equality, notwithstanding race, continues to define the culture of the United States, keeping its citizens from developing the just society envisioned. Let's start with the immediate family. My dad has fair skin color and green eyes, with my mother has mahogany skin and dark eyes, but they both are black. Plus, one of my close friends, Sheila and Leroy, were black, but their last name was white. Not to mention that the palms of their hands were white. So was I, part white and part black, so this was confusion. I looked for examples in the media of black people. I would point to famous people on the screen and ask my parents if they were black or not. I remember a few family trips as I took in third grade. My parents took us to a museum, the zoo. We ate Tex-Mex for the first time. We even went to NASA. Everything went south when I sat on the train next to another kid my age. For me, it was natural as I had always been able to sit next to the kids. I did not know, and I started conversations. Well, that day, I met my match when the boy I sat next to decided to walk away as I was sitting down. I immediately thought I had something wrong as the boy looked in disgust at me. I did not know how I would have possibly made someone mad in less than 10 seconds of meeting them. My mother looked at me when I asked her what happened. She explained to me that it was most likely because I was black. I did not understand how could the way I looked be a reason someone was so mean to me and did not like me. In Race Matters, Cornel West says, for one generation, 35 years, we have embarked in multicultural democracy with significant breakthroughs and glory of silence. One of the most moments in a breaking parts happened now. According to Washington Post in 2017, 874 people we have been shot and killed by police. My skin color will not hurt you, or possibly could. You have been allergic to my brown skin. I suddenly felt a wave of sadness in the pit of my stomach. In the making of Black Lives Matter, a brief history of idea, Christopher Leroy says, for the white supremacy of historical white privileges is easy to understand, given how system of racial ignorance continuously work to undermine black people. In an attempt to try to make life a little more light, I thought would be the best way to survive. It is not throughout invoked moments such as Black Lives Matter exist. People a feeling of people to actions to right or wrong. Why the Politics Crisis Leads to Black Lives Matter by Jordan T. Champ and Christian Hithron says, have refused to let the premature deaths of the examples away as we were exist of accidents. I thought that if I acted black, then I would finally fit in somewhere. I did not know for a while until I realized I was being controlled yet again by someone else's expectations. I might have had a label, but I did not know to be consumed by it. There was more space and baggage of my life that is labeled, did not cover, and I could determine that was written on the empty space. Black Lives Matter is all lives matters.
Okay, so how did your mom explain to you the difference between, how did she explain to you that, the white people or the white kid didn't like you? How did she explain it to you? Like, why did they not like you?
She just explained to me, that's how it was back in the days, that, black people used to be slaves and that we weren't slaves no more, so that people wasn't used to it. And the way that little boy act like that is because that's how he was brought up. His parents made him believe that, we do not supposed to be equal to anyone, that we should still be slaves right now, and we're not. So he just knew not to like me because I was darker than him.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.